Sawubona Mzansi, and welcome to this evening's live. Another exciting live, let me say that. So today's an exciting day. MIH version 1.1.9 is now available on the web and on the Google Play Store. All you have to do is search Mzansi Innovation Hub, whether that's on Google itself or whether you do that on the Google Play Store. My Apple users, don't forget that, or don't be scared, or don't, because it's currently sitting in review and it should be out, or it should be available to download tomorrow. I'll probably make another video tomorrow posting about it, and then in tomorrow's live I'll just confirm it with you guys. So yeah, so let's speak about, or let's see what's on the agenda today. So let's do a quick recap of what we got up to yesterday. So I was showing off the new fields, but not just the new fields, or I was showing off the new fields that I worked on yesterday. That's the date, time, and the drop-down field. And also showed off what it looks like inside MIH and doing a comparison between MIH version 1.1.8 versus 1.1.9, which is currently live right now. So and it looked like everyone was happy with what the things were looking like in 1.1.9. So that went out today and things were looking good. We also went through and reviewed some of the MIH backlog items inside. Yeah, the MIH backlog items, just to see like what do we want to work on next, what's interesting, what's exciting, what do the people want, and we decided from there. Then Sawubona everyone. Then so that's what we got up to yesterday. There were some great ideas, some interesting points, some great ideas flowing between all of us. And today what we're going to do is review MIH version 1.1.9. All right, I know we've done it in previous lives, but I want to do it again for the fresh eyes that are here to see us. So in MIH version 1.1.9, there are the new fields that were added to MIH. So let me try and open that up on the side over here, get that ready for you, and then we can have a look at it together. Let me do that for you now. So I'm going to switch screens over here on TikTok, and then we are also going to switch it for the rest of the platforms. Perfect. So this is MIH version 1.1.9. If I click on About MIH, the About MIH package, you'll see that we are currently on version 1.1.9. Right? Here it brings us some new input fields. If we click on the profile, you'll see that there are some new fields for us, and everything over here is new. New fields, new toggle button, everything is looking good. Under the, which profile am I on? Let me sign out of this one. Even in the home screen. So if you notice on the home screen of MIH, we have the new layout, and then if we click on create, we also have the new layout. So it's all over. So let's sign in with the test profile. Once we get, Sawubona everyone, once we log in, go to our wallet, and we'll click on our menu button and add new card. You'll see that the drop down currently has, it's the new drop down that's available. What you'd notice, but I'll jump into it a little bit later, is this is not searchable. You click on it and then that's it. It opens it up and it closes it. That's all. So here we can select the card that we want, the card title if needed, the card number, we can scan it, and then we can click on add. So you can see all of this is new info, new tiles, new input fields that we've created. If we head over and go to the patient profile, we'll see that here's our patient profile, and you'll see it's also using our new fields. If we edit this profile, we'll see that there's new fields over here, also new toggles that we can use to enable, disable things across MIH. A good place to showcase this is if I exit this. So it's basically across MIH now, guys. A good place to showcase this is the patient manager. if we go into a patient's profile or medical record from a patient manager, from the patient manager, we have access or unlock different tools inside MIH. So let's go head over to our document section, and let me put this out a little bit so you can see. So our document section, and we click on medical certificate, we now have new date and time fields. So this is just a date field, a time field is somewhere else. If we can close that, if we go to the prescription, we have our new number stepper. That gives us, if our values are not within our range, that we can sit and select them. Right? And then lastly, another good place to showcase this is the the claims generation, claims document generation. If we have a look over here, you'll see that we change our drop downs in this particular form to a radio button. Much easier, much quicker to click and use. Also, sawubona everyone, sawubona. If we have a look over here, this one, it's even dynamic. So if you look just below that, if we click on the different options, it dynamically puts the correct fields available for you. We also have our search, so this is nothing new. This is from our old update. So that's what MIH, let me show you the time one. The time one will be under the appointments. So if we go back to our calendar, add a new appointment, and here's our time field. The exact same time field as previously, as prior. So what I want to do today, there's something else that I want to do. Change color. Cool. So that's MIH version 1.1.9. Let me know, leave a chat, let me know if you have any questions specifically about 1.1.9, or if you just have any questions in general about MIH. Are you happy? Do you have any questions about that? Let me know in the chat and we'll see. So what I wanted to do today is show you, or now that we've reviewed what MIH version 1.1.9 is all about, you can check it out at the Google Play Store on Google, and probably tomorrow you'll be able to get it on the App Store, Apple App Store. But what I wanted to show you today, as I mentioned it earlier, is if we head over to a drop-down option. So let's go back to our wallet. If we add a new card, and let me bring you closer so you can see. So if we add a new card, if we click on this, it just opens up the drop-down for you. It doesn't allow you to search for a specific option. So you can see there's quite a few shops that are available on the Mzansi wallet, right? But there's no way for you to search it. You have to manually search it. So go through it step by step, or run through each and every element to find out which one you are looking for. And that's kind of a bad user interface. I know when we were reviewing things in last week's lives, they told us that if a list is long, it should be searchable. I think I was getting a little bit frustrated because I wasn't figuring it out, and I wanted MIH version 1.1.9 to go out, and the drop-down field was about 90% there, right? So that's fine. It was about 90% there, so I let it go. But I wanted to add a what is this? A search option to our field. So I'm considering this a bug, even though I knew it was there previously. It's not really a bug. So another option that another bug, let's call it a bug, that I'm looking at, if we go to the calculator and we go over to our tip calculator, you'll see, I see, congratulations, Jay, you made it to level 10. I'm not sure what that means, but it popped up. Shout out, tap the screen for Jay, guys. So we have our number field at the top. So this one, as mentioned before, you can take in numbers only. If we try and enter any letters, it doesn't take in. But because this is an amount, what happens here is, like, if you have a bill, sometimes the bill could be 50 cents. So dot 50 cents. I'm not able to put a dot in or a comma. So we're going to have to fix that. Thank you so much for the hot meat, Jay. I appreciate you. So we are not able to put in dots, to put in decimal points to our values. to our tip calculator, and this is a bug introduced with 1.1.9 because when we change this field, I forgot to test for that, that's all. So we'll have to fix that. We're going to try and fix that in this live also. And then also, I think we might have caught it earlier. If you go to the patient profile, if I zoom back a little bit, do you see how things are not looking the same? I want everything to look like this, kind of, and not like this. I'm not sure why they're looking like this. I'll have to figure out why. That's going to take a little bit more time. And then also what you might have noticed across MIHs, the button to do things, like you see this update button. If we go to our, what else is there? You see this, you're not really able to see it on TikTok nicely, but this button is green, right? If you've seen it on MIH, this is green, but then the button when you're editing your profile is blue. So there's a misalignment between the colors of the buttons across different forms inside MIH. So one thing that I wanted to do is try and fix that. That's something easy to do. It's a little bit tedious of work, but we can go through that. So also, now that we got covered the bugs that are inside MIH that we're going to try and fix tonight, we went over what version 1.1.9 is all about. Now let's jump into what I was working on today. So something new, something interesting that we're working on today is, let's see if I can open this up, sorry, I'm positioning you. Give me 1 second. So this, as you can see on the screen, this is version 1.1.10, the new version that we're looking at. If we go back, head over to our calculator, and do you see a new tool that we've enabled in the calculator in version 1.1.10? So we can swipe over to our tip calculator, and if we swipe over again, now we have the Forex calculator. We were discussing it in yesterday's live. And this is something that one of the members of Mzansi did suggest to us in one of our videos when we posed the question, what do you want inside MIH? So this is now the Forex calculator. And we're going to compare it to Google also just to see the accuracy. But before we showcase what this looks like, if you have a look at the drop-down field, before we do that, this is the form. So you have the currency amount, so this is the amount that you want to convert from one currency to another. You have the from, so the original currency, to the to currency, like what currency you want to switch it to. Let me know what you think of these field names, like from and to. I'm not really sure, I'm not really happy with it. I don't know what else to, I don't know what the lingo is for people that do Forex stuff. So please let me know what's the best wording that I can use for these two. But let me showcase what it is. So if we click on this, let's say one, just to keep it short and sweet. So one currency, so 1 rand, $1, one whatever. Then we can click on the drop down field. And as you can see over here, we have multiple different currencies that are available to us. But as I've mentioned earlier, this is just imagine you weren't able to search through this. How tedious this would be. So as you can see, the cursor is flashing at the top, and what we can do over here is search for a specific currency. So I'll click on, let's say USD. So I'll put USD, which is the US dollar, and then we'll convert that to a ZAR, which is a South African rand. Once we click on calculate, now we have the exchange. So $1 US is now 17.71 ZAR. If we head over to Google, let's put this here. And let's see USD to ZAR, 17.61. So how accurate is this thing? Does the exchange rate change real time? So I think it's updated daily. So I'll show you exactly where I got this from or where I use this. If I head over to the documentation of this, so I'll explain how this all works, right? But this is what's it like. And you don't only have to do USD to ZAR, you can do any currency out there. There's even some cryptocurrencies. So let's clear this and let's put in Doge. So there's the Dogecoin. So what's one Dogecoin in Rand? If we click on calculate, we'll see that it's 3 Rand. 1 Doge is 3 Rand 45 cents. But we'll have to investigate. We're still checking out. I'll also have to put a disclaimer somewhere over here. I'll work with Mzansi AI to generate a disclaimer for me, just to say that MIH is not held responsible, something like that. But let's go over how exactly we got this working. All right. So in yesterday's live, what we found out was on GitHub, there is a free and open source API for us. And you can see the license is the CC10 universal license. So let me copy that and then we'll ask Mzansi what's it all about. Let's open that. Let's go back. What is this universal license? All right. We'll let it talk or we'll let it think.
Hey there, let's talk about the CC0 1.0 universal license. Basically, CC0 is a public domain dedication. It means you can do absolutely anything you want with a piece of content that's licensed under CC0. Seriously, you can use it for commercial purposes, modify it, share it, or even sell it without needing to ask permission or give credit. It's like saying, this content is free for everyone to use, as they see fit. Mzansi Innovation Hub is proud to support creative works under this license. Would you like me to elaborate on any particular aspect of CC0, like why people choose to use it or how it differs from other licenses?
Let me put this inside here. Right, let's go back. So yes, this API it's on GitHub if you wanna have. I'll put a link somewhere for you, hopefully. But it's called Exchange-API by Fawaz Ahmed Zero. Right? So I'll bring the people on TikTok closer so you can see what that's all about. All right? And if we scroll down, so this API gives us, so let's read what's it all about, right? So free and blazing fast responses. You saw how quick our one was. What's this? So this is a GitHub repository. We're speaking about the new feature that we want to introduce inside MIH, which is a Forex calculator, using this as assistance to help us with the exchange. So if we have a read of this, it's blazing fast and free to use. No rate limit. This is important. Every single other free tool that we use out there, no stress. Let's see. No stress. So there's no rate limit. So if you look on the internet, I'll just Google right now for you. So I'll say free Forex APIs. All right. There's our top ones. It's not even the sponsored ones. You can see I've clicked on it before. If we have a look and click on this one, big and bold, free, then you're all happy and things. You're saying, no, this is perfect. I want to use this. You click on it. It takes you to another website. It says sign up for free, but why is there pricing in the top corner? If we click on this, you see the free version, no hidden fees, but you only have access to 100 API calls. Just imagine having 100. This is for like basic uses. This is for like personal uses only. So that's why if we close this, so that's why we went with this one, no rate limit. Then 200 plus currencies, including common cryptocurrencies and metals. Ooh, metals also, I didn't know that. Let me know if you know what the codes are for metals. We'll try and figure that out. And you see, this is, I think, Jay, this is answering your question. It's daily updates. So this is what the API structure looks like. So this is basically the person's domain. You can see it's using NPM as the back end. There's the guy's name. Here's the cryptocurrency API, the date that we would like to use, the API version, and the endpoint. If we scroll down, there's some examples for us. So this is just backend stuff. MIH is using these links and the data that it comes back with. That's what we're displaying on the screen for you. So if we, let me move this over. It's annoying me that it's that side. Right, so if we click on that API, which is this first one over here, we'll see it lists all available currencies in prettified JSON format. So you'll see here are all the currencies that are available with the API. And you can see if I reload this, you see how fast it works. Do you see how quick that is? It almost instantly gives me the information, right? So we use this to get our list of currencies that's in our drop downs. And then the next one is get a currency list with euro as the base currency, right? So it's as at, what day is it today? I wonder why this thing shows, maybe I must put a date there also, as at a specific date. So this is as at date 2025 0610, right? That's something, thank you, we must look into this. So here's our currency as at yesterday's date. Then if we go down to ZAR, we see that it's 20 Rand 21 cents, right? South African rands. So this is the API that we utilized. I don't know how I can copy and paste onto TikTok right now, but there's over here, fallback URL on Cloudflare. So this is just a different API, just in case the first one doesn't work, right? So we utilize that to bring you the Forex calculator. So I think there's a way. Let's go to this, or let me go back. Let's go to this one. At latest, yeah, it is currently the latest because we can say at a date. Let's see if we put a different date over here in the top of the screen. What is the format? Damn it. The format is year, month, day. Year, month, day, year, month, day. Let's open this up. So we say year 2025. Let's see how if we can force today's date. That's what I want to test out now. We do that. Then it's what's the month? The 6th. And then the date is the 11th. 11. Enter. So we do get you see, we do get today's one if we do it. However, if we choose latest for some reason or the other, it's not giving. So this one over here is latest. It should give us today's date, but it's giving us the previous date. Let's look at the differences. So yeah, they are different. Let's change this to USD. Oh my word, this is annoying me that it's this side. Wait, let me put it this side so I don't have to get annoyed anymore. I'll put it in the middle of the screen. Yeah. Let's move this over a little bit. Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. So you'll see at the number at the top, right, for Lynch, whatever Lynch is, if we look at the 11th to the 10th, there is quite a bit of a difference. So I'm going to change this to USD. And then we're going to look at the ZAR value. So the USD as of the 10th is what it's showing inside MIH, 17.74. 17.74. And then if we look at this one and change this to USD, go to the bottom, and this is, yeah, the 11th, 17.71. So with this thing, what's ours showing? So if we clear this, I'm loving the new search functionality on this thing. Loving the new search. Let me know if you have any questions about how we're using this, how we're utilizing it. I can open up Postman, which is another tool, and show you what's it all about. So I'll search for USD, so US dollar, and then calculate 71. So this one over here, it looks like, because I was testing it out today, and we are definitely getting the values for the 11th. I can tell you that for sure. I don't know why this one is not, because if I was getting for the previous one, like this one says latest, let me see what I'm using. So I have a service to do this for me. Let me go back a bit. If we go to services, I created a new service for exchange, currency exchange. Yeah, you can see I am using latest over here. And if we go down, it's latest. If we go over here, it's also latest. Yeah, so we are using the right API on our side. However, for some reason, this one over here is not, or we're comparing it to Google's one, right? So Google says this is as at, I think this is why. So Google's one is a little bit more. That one is updated daily, so like I think in the morning or something, or whenever the exchange is open. And this one over here is more real time. Let's try and investigate when exactly they did it. Do you have any questions, guys, about this API and who it is? It's by a man named, or a person named, if we go back, where is that? Back, yeah. It's by Fawaz Ahmed Zero. Fawaz Ahmed Zero. That's who we can look at. That's who we can use. So it says date format, latest. So we should either have latest or this endpoint.json or mini.json. And the nice thing about open source stuff is we can have a look directly at the code, even though I have no idea how this code works or how anything works over here. Move files, money.jpg, JSON, JScript, currency script, all currencies, man. Let's see currency script. So here's the currencies. He must have scheduled it to run once a day in the morning. That's what I'm thinking. So daily updated. I wonder if we can ask questions. Issues. To get only requested currency. Boring. Missing this. Historical exchange rate. How accurate are the rates? I think this is the question that we are asking. Is that too much of a difference? The issue is from upstream API. There's not much I can do other than report the issue when it arises. What is this upstream API? As at December 2026, the US dollar to BRL exchange rate is being reported as 6.73. This is very wrong as the all-time high is 6 what. I'm using latest currency, what, endpoint. Thanks, I have reported it to the upstream API. So this guy is probably using another API that sends it to, this guy's using another API to get the exchanges. Now he's bundling it in his own API and giving it to us. It's like, people like using the word wrappers. So he's wrapping another API with his own API to utilize it how he wants. Hello USD to BRL looks good now, but EU and thing is still wrong. Should be fixed now. Okay. So I think we'll just need a disclaimer, and we don't have to look far because we can just click on their disclaimer. And you can see over here it gives a thingy over there, financial data listing disclaimer, a list of all stock exchanges, end of day prices provided by this, intraday may be provided by so and so, and then they're showing all of the thingies. So we must just work to get a disclaimer going for that Mzansi AI, right? And also giving credit to this guy over here, Fawaz, right? Because he's the one that created this API, we're just utilizing it. We must give him the credit inside, maybe in our attribution section, or in the calculator itself, there by the disclaimer. So all currencies. Yeah, so that's what we were working on. And there's it over here. Let's try a different currency. What currencies do you guys know? Which one should we try? Let me know in the chat. And you can try a very obscure one and just to test out to see if it has everything that's available here, or everything is available. They said there is metals over here. Can I just type gold? Gold ounce to a rand, calculate. Yo, is gold, what's XAU? XAU. So let's go back. XAU. Or let's ask Mzansi. Why are we asking Google? What is XAU?
Hey there. It seems like you might be asking about XAU, but it's actually the symbol for gold. XAU is the international symbol number, ISN, for gold. It's used in trading and finance to represent the precious metal. Would you like me to tell you a little more about gold, like its value or how it's used? Smiling face with smiling eyes and rosy cheeks.
Okay, so it's what gold is. Sorry, I think there was some comments. Let's see. So XAU is gold. Let's see how accurate it is. XAU to ZAR. So 59, where's this? As at of what? As at when? And is XAU like a crypto or something? Let me know, guys. Or is it just a normal one? So this one is saying, but I don't know how accurate this is. 1 XAU is about 59,13489. If we go head over to our exchange calculator, 58,967.76. But how accurate is theirs? Let's see this one. 1 XAU to ZAR, 58.76. What did ours say? 58.967. I wonder why. Interesting. Very, very interesting. So that's what we're currently working on. I'll play around with it a little bit more. I'll put like a big experimental, where's it? A big experimental at the top, just like if we go head over to Gemini. Did they remove that? Did they remove that from the AIs, guys? There used to be a message here at the bottom saying like, no, this is experimental, what, you can't listen to it. Something like that. It looks like they changed it. Yeah, this is it over here. Something like this. At the bottom of our screen or at the top of our screen. Somewhere across MIH we'll have just a disclaimer. So you can click on the disclaimer, it'll open it up, maybe in a window, maybe in a new page, something like that. And the creator, and yeah, just making sure that people are aware of everything. But that's what we're adding. The calculator is growing, guys. It's no longer just a simple calculator and a tip calculator. Soon we're going to have a currency exchange. And another thing, like I showed you with the currency calculator, is the search functionality. So that's what we're working on today. And I want to show you the bug over here. So this is what we're going to move over to coding now. And this is what I want to try and fix. So I'm only able to enter numbers, not any words, but I'm also not able to enter a dot for numeric, or what's his values? Decimal points. So we're gonna head over, let's close all of this. Let's close. Let me know, guys, if you like the coding style lives also. I'm trying to incorporate that into the live sessions just so that we can all learn together how MIH is working. So I'll head over to my components. This is not numeric stepper, this is number format, or text form field. This is the one. So I've become a little bit of a lazy coder lately. So I'll have the coders over here. So what I normally do is inside VS Code is, I love learning about the backend. Cool, thanks so much. I appreciate it. I'm gonna start doing a little bit more of these also. So I'm gonna click on what is this called? The Copilot button inside VS Code. So you can see I already have a chat over here. I'll open up a new chat And if you look at the bottom, it will automatically put the file that we are working on. So you'll see MIH text form field, and then over here, MIH text form field is also there. So what we're going to do is we'll leave it like that, and then we're going to ask it questions based on this file. So there is a problem with my custom input field. Sometimes this doesn't work, guys. I'll tell you a story after I type this out and let it think. So I think I spelled custom wrong. Custom input field. When I turn it into number mode, it only takes digits, but not decimal points. Please help. Alright, so let me switch this while this is thinking, then I'll speak to you. I'll look at you while I'm speaking to you. So, crazy story about today. So, with the searchable drop-down field, so I used AI to generate the drop-down field previously to the drop-down field based on the specifications of another widget of mine. So I gave both the files and I said, please align one to the other one. It gave me back the code. Things were working fine, but there were some issues that I had to fix, but it wasn't searchable like what I was showing you. And so today I went to, this is using GPT 4.1. I used Copilot inside VS Code and I asked it the question, this is not searchable, please let me know. What I noticed is it over-engineers its solution. So it doesn't find the simplest solution to fix it. It says, oh, the issue might be here. If I change this, change that. You did full ESCOM mode. So yeah, so what I was saying is with some AIs, they like over-engineering a solution, even though the solution might be simple. So thank you so much for the follow. Who was that? African Stoic, thank you for the follow. So then I gave it to GPT 4.1. It came back with an over-engineered solution. I didn't like that. I even tried it out and it didn't work as expected. So I left it. I went to Gemini 2.5 Flash. I went there, I asked it the question, I gave it the exact same prompt, this is the issues. It then heard me when I said don't over-engineer the solution, and it didn't do that, but when I tried what it gave me, it didn't work. So then I tried the 2.5 Pro, which you only have a limited amount of prompts or chats with the model. So I put everything in the one prompt and then I sent it the question. It still didn't come back with the correct things. So then I went to Claude. I think they're on Claude 4 now. I went to Claude. I asked Claude. It was the only reason why Claude was helpful is it asked me questions about because after maybe 5 or 6 different times of telling it, no, you're wrong, please try again. No, you're wrong, please try again. It asked me, I even told it I'm about to give up now. I'm tired of you getting the answers wrong. I was telling this to the AI, and then it then said, okay, before you go, answer these few questions and then I can assist you. So then it asked me what exactly is the issue? What do I mean by it's not searchable, right? So this was also teaching me how to ask questions to the AIs. So then it asked me how is it not searchable? Explain, elaborate. Is it when you click on it, it doesn't allow you to enter anything and something like that? So that was my issue. So then I gave it that answers. I told it what versions of Flutter I'm using, all of that kind of things. And then it went back and it still provided me with a incorrect solution. So I was on my last and I thought, you know what, I'm going to have to go through this manually and try and figure it out myself. And it's going to be super difficult to do. So then my last resort was I went to DeepSeek. So I asked DeepSeek the exact same question, the exact same prompt, but now with the extra information of how it's not searchable. And within the first prompt, there was just 2 lines of code that was missing. Let me show you what lines of code was missing. So there was only 2 lines of code that was missing on on my drop-down field. So if I open that up, so this is the drop-down field. So this is what everything looks like. Let me close this. This is what everything looks like. And the things that were missing was these 2 lines. None of the AIs could tell me that, oh, you're just missing these 2 lines of code. Let me escape. You're just missing these 2 lines of code. The text input and what over here. I'm just missing these 2 lines. So, and this is what DeepSeek told me. I entered it in, immediately it started working. So maybe I'm going to start using DeepSeek. And what do you think? Should we add DeepSeek to Mzansi AI and remove Gemma 3? What do you think? I'm waiting for the new Gemma 3N model, but let me know if you want me to put in version 1.1.10, should we add DeepSeek into it? The only problem with DeepSeek is it thinks, it's a thinking model, so it takes a little bit longer. But let's head over to our text input field. Oh, and Copilot had an answer for us. I hate when the AIs don't speak. To allow decimal points in number mode, you need the input formatter and keyboard type. Okay, you use input digits only. Okay, so let's see. Okay, it looks like a simple solution, I hope. And if we existing code, update, keyboard type. So it's saying use a custom filtering text input formatter dot allow regular expression what to allow digits and decimal points, and set keyboard type to input type dot words with decimal equals true. Okay, so if we go to, let me try and find that. Is it slash keyboard enter? There's it over here. Sorry, is there a question? It would be nice to experiment with DeepSeek. Okay, so in version 1.1.10, I'll switch over to DeepSeek. I'll switch over to the DeepSeek model. It's not a hard thing to do, guys, so I'll just show you now. Llama. For those that don't know yet, because I know I did go through this previously. If we head over to Llama, that's what we're currently using as the foundation for Mzansi AI. If we head over to models, DeepSeek R1, you can see that's the most popular one so far. It's now beating Gemma 3. If we click on the latest one, we can now have, instead of us having the 4 billion parameter, we can now have an 8 billion parameter, because this is only 5.2 gigs. And we have an 8 gigs graphics card. So we can get a more powerful, more parameter model. So I'll definitely do that. I'll put that on my list of things to do for version 1.1.10. But let's go back and identify what they are telling us. So, okay. So over here, it's saying digits only. So the input type, over here, yeah. Okay, so let's, okay, I know where it needs to go. So if I click here, I'm going to Yang 1, 2, 3, 4, Yang 5 down. And then I'll paste it here, paste. And we'll just comment that out. So, yeah, so we have this now. Now let's see, let's open up MIH. Let's reload this. Let's reload everything actually. Scan the fingerprint. Let's open up the calculator now. We'll go to the new one. So now we're hoping, what we're hoping that had changed is adding decimal points. So if we put a dot, nice. Nice, and it only allows 1 decimal point. Perfect. Perfect, guys. 1 bug down. So you see how easy it is. How do you authenticate without fingerprint? So let me show you over here. Yeah, let me show you over here. I'll reload this. And I'll open it up. So if you see at the bottom of the screen, if you don't have a fingerprint, it won't default to fingerprint. You can use a pattern. So whatever your pattern is, I'm not going to show my pattern, but whatever your pattern is, you'll just enter your pattern and then you can use that. But yeah, so you can use a pattern to authenticate yourself. So authenticate now, and then I'll use fingerprint. So if you don't have a fingerprint, you're not excluded from MIH. You can use a PIN to do it. Or so you can use a PIN, you can use a pattern, you can use a passcode, so that's with letters, all of those kind of things. You can use Face ID. I'm not sure what else Apple has. I only know of Face ID at the moment. But if you can see, we fixed our bug, and our bug was under here. So this is what it looked like previously. If you see over here, so basically, let me explain what this code is doing, right? So this is under the text format field. So this is a built-in widget in Flutter that is used to take in input from a user, right? It has different parameters and properties and everything that you can see over here, right? But what we are looking at is over here. So firstly, if we look at our old one, previously our keyboard, we were saying numbers only. And the input formatter over here, it's digits only. So it was only allowing digits, so numbers from 0 to 9. Nothing else. And what we did over here, we changed this with numbers with decimals. Let's see if we can put the decimal points. Decimal sign, okay, no we can't. But numbers with decimals, decimal equals true. So we're saying, oh, numbers with option, that's what it's saying. So the text input type, the type of text that needs to be inputted into this field, it needs to be numbers with some options. That's what we're saying. And then the decimals is true. So numbers with decimals, basically. And if I'm not in number mode, then I'm just giving null. So this is like an if statement inside Flutter and Dart. It's just a quick way. Instead of me typing if this first line, then do this, and then put an else over there in this line, it's just a shorthand. So you say your logic at the top. So if number mode is equal to true, and then we have a question mark over there, which means if the statement is true, then we do this line. If not, we return null over here, right? Same thing that we do with the number formatter. So we're saying if number mode equals to true, which means this field can only take in numbers, then this is our formatter. And this is just a regular expression. We got all of this from AI, guys, but this is what it's telling us. And if it's not in number mode, you just put this into null, and it will, let's test that out now, if it's not in number mode. So if we go back, go to our test package, and you'll see all of these fields, it's the exact same thing. We'll use this one. And if I enter something in, you'll see how it has it there for me. I must see why there's a bug over here with the thingy, but don't worry about that one. This is just the test package. So you can see I can enter in thingy. This is the same field as the number field, but if we go down to number field and we disable it, so you see you can't enter this, but you can enter numbers, and you can enter one dot and more numbers. So we are now able to do that. We'll have to test it out to see if it works now. So if we go to this one, thank you so much, Vusi, for the follow. I'm just seeing it now. If we go to this one, let's say 10.115.50, and then the tip will be 10%. We're not going to split the bill, we're just going to calculate. Yeah, 11 Rand 55, which is correct. So the decimal point is being pushed through and everything. If we go to the currency, let's say 1.1. So we're going to convert it from USD. USD, let's clear this. There's so many USDs out there because there's crypto. Let's see, US dollar and ZAR. Calculate. Yeah, 1.09 thing. So you can see our decimals is coming forward. Happy with that. So that's the one bug that is fixed. We switched over to the number only mode, taking in decimal points. So I don't know, which one do you think we should do next? Oh, we have 10 minutes left. let's chat first before. Do you want us to carry on coding? Because the next thing that we're gonna do is kind of boring, kind of tedious. It's not so interesting. It's changing these buttons to a different color, to a green maybe. That's what I'm thinking of, green instead of blue. So the thought behind that, let me know, is all the input fields are gonna be blue, so you'll easily identify the input fields. But then the buttons will be either green or red, so it jumps out at you to so you know where exactly you need to click. Now it just, I feel like it all blends together and it's just all just one big blue, light blue mess at the moment. So I'm gonna change this to green, and I have done it across some other places. Where did I do this? Let's see here. No. Over here. No. You can see all the old ones have blue in it. If I go to something more new, so something new was this one here, adding a document. So you can see, oh, TikTok. There's it over there. TikTok can see it's green, right? So this is a new one that we added, and the button is green. I feel like this stands out more to you. So you know this is input, and the green button is something that you must click. Let me know what you think. Do you think that's a good way, a good like a UI UX kind of thing to differentiate between the different things? We also have blue button, or not blue button, sorry, we have red buttons. So like this one's a red button to clear things. So we do have both of those. So do you want me to go through that now? Yeah, it's better. Thank you so much, Marshall. I appreciate that feedback. I think I'm definitely gonna do that, because if you see here, I feel like it's just all together. And I was a little bit lazy to do that earlier because it's kind of tedious work. But we'll sort that out, because I'll show you how I'm gonna do it now. Let me explain how I'm gonna do it. So here's the file explorer, right? So let me clear this. So this search over here, if you're using VS Code, I have my normal file explorer, I have my GitHub thingy to push and pull from Git. I have, this is my run thingy, so I can easily run my code instead of doing it through the terminal. Then we have, this is a Flutter thing to show you the breakdown of the widgets, and this is the search. So this search doesn't only search the file, like when you press Control F. So it's not this kind of search, right? If you press Control F, it just searches that file that you're on currently. If you use this search over here, then it searches your entire repository that you're looking at here in VS Code. So I know, because I created the widgets, I know that MIH button is what I used, right? So now if I collapse all of it, what I'll have to do is go through each of these files and configure the new color. So I don't want to do that now with you, because that's kind of boring. I just zone out. I watch a YouTube video while I'm doing that. So you see how many are here, because I use the button across MIH. So I'll just have to switch from the blue color to the primary color. And I can probably use a find and replace, but I don't like using it that much, because it scares me a bit. It scares me. So I'll have to go through all of these. You can see there's 39 files, but there's 58 results. So there's inside some of these files, I have to do it multiple times. So I have to go through 39 files and see if they're using the correct tools or not, or if they're using the correct color or not. So that's what I'll have to do tomorrow. And then also the patient profile, if we go over to the live version of MIH, let's bring this back. If we head over to the live version of MIH and go to the patient profile, you see this, now it's looking fine. If I zoom out a little bit more, now it's looking kind of fine. But as soon as I zoom this in, do you see, why are they not the same? Do you see that? Why are they not behaving the same? Kinda strange, and once again tedious work. I'll have to figure out and realize why it's jumping around like that, because they're supposed to be the exact same from the top to the bottom, but I must have added something in to change that. So now it's not doing that. So this is one of the tedious things. It does work as expected. I must just figure out the right sizing and things of this, but that's another bug that I would like to fix inside MIH. What else? I had something now on the top of my mind that I wanted to speak to you about. But I'm not sure. I forgot what it was. Oh, yes. So look at this, right? So I have these comments that I want to delete, which is something cool that I'm just learning. I'm not an expert at it at all. But there's these lines that I want to delete. I'm currently using the extension called Vim. Where is it? Vim. Programmers out there, I'm sure you have heard of this. So I'll show you what Vim is. Let me clear this. Okay, so let me expand this. Command. It's clear. Okay. So basically, sorry about that. What Vim is, it's basically a tool that, why is it not? It's basically a text editor, but for the terminal. So all I have to do is type Vim. Wait, where am I? ls. Okay, I'll do it over here. So all I can do is Vim test dot txt, right? And then once I click on enter, I'm now in a text editor, but through my terminal, right? So when you're working on servers and stuff, you need to know some command line text editor in order for you to work with the tool. So as you can see over here, if I insert, I can just say hello world, enter. So you can see this is my tool. But the power of Vim is you can basically, there's keyboard shortcuts that you can, so you don't have to use your mouse anymore. There's keyboard shortcuts that you can utilize in order to do different common functions. Like say I want to jump to the word W. I don't have to move one by one like this and get to W. If I can just jump straight over to W, do you see that? And I can jump back to hello, W, hello, right? And you can combine these different things and say I want to delete these two words. I can either say delete two words, which will delete everything, or I can just press double D to delete that whole line. So that's what Vim is all about. And then you can write it then, let me quit. Yeah. So that's what Vim is. And what I did is I'm using it's called Vim bindings, if I'm not mistaken. So it's the keyboard shortcuts. It's adding a 2 VS Code for you. So say I want to delete these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 lines, right? You'll also, let me move this a little bit. Move this. So you can see the line number over there also, right? So you can see here that this line is five lines down from where my cursor is. 10K likes, let's keep it going. Thank you so much everyone for the likes, I appreciate you. So if I want to delete these 5 or 6 lines, right, I can do it quickly just with my keyboard. I don't have to highlight anything. I don't have to use my mouse, anything like that, right? So all I have to say is I'm going to say delete. How many lines? 5 lines, 5 lines down from where I am currently. Then it automatically deletes it for you. You see? Which is kind of cool. Did I break something here? Undo. Redo. Yeah, redo. Yeah. So that's something cool that I'm trying to learn now. And it's definitely paying off. I think it's been like a couple of months now that I've started learning it. And in the beginning, I was just learning like how to move around places, like the W's to jump from word to word, the up and down. So you don't use the normal arrow keyboards, you use H, J, K, L to navigate your Explorer. So yeah, it's been an interesting journey. I can see the power of it now, because even if I want, like say you have a block of code in a specific function, method, whatever you want to call it, I can copy that entire block without highlighting everything with my mouse. With just three keyboard clicks, I copied everything and then I just pasted with one click. So it's kind of cool. So let's see. I see it is 8 o'clock now. Thank you so much everyone for joining. What I'm going to do tomorrow is I'm going to try and fix, or during the day tomorrow, I'm going to try and fix the issues with the button colors. I'm going to try and fix the profile, the patient profile view. And also I'm going to try and add a disclaimer. I'll work with Mzansi AI to generate a disclaimer for me about this, and also to attribute the creator of this API. Thank you so much everyone for joining the live today. It was very interesting, very insightful, very helpful. I know the way forward. Thank you so much everyone, and let's keep working hard, Mzansi.